So the Raiders have beaten the Phantoms in the quarter-final of the playoffs, and I'm lucky to be joined by Will Weldon. Will, that's quite a contest tonight, and over two legs, the Raiders have just shaded it. I sense such a sense of disappointment from the lads, but I think we gave it a really good go this evening.
Yeah, 120 minutes, there's nothing to split us, and credit to them there. They found a way to get that all-important goal in overtime, but it's hard to stand here and say anything other than we're disappointed to not get through, especially given the position we were in. But there's a lot of factors why that could be the case. We are short-staffed, but we obviously put ourselves in a position that we could have got through. So yeah, I think we're certainly disappointed, but I'm sure over the coming days and weeks we can look back and reflect and look more positively at the season as a whole.
We've seen the Raiders respond late in a game here before this season, and obviously at 3 goals up on aggregate with about 7 minutes to go. I think a lot of people in the stands were thinking that the momentum was with the Phantoms. I think we took a penalty, they scored quickly on a power play, and the momentum shifted, and it was difficult for us to hold them back when they were going forward. I think their top line was particularly powerful going forward, and we were under pressure.
Yeah, that's always the case. Teams don't go out without a fight, and tonight we weren't able to hold that off. There's no point standing here and trying to justify or make excuses. At the end of the day, we were good enough to win over the 2 legs, and we put ourselves in a position to do that, and ultimately we didn't. But as I say, it's hard to stand here and try and look for positives, but long enough in the tooth to know that that's the reality of sport and it's the reality of life. It doesn't always go your way, but you've got to accept that sometimes. Give credit to London. They showed that never die attitude, and as I say, hats off to them. Hopefully there's a lot of the same core of the team back next year, and it can be a learning experience, and look to bounce back.
Yeah, I mean, a slim win last night, 4-3 down there at the Raiders rink, and anyone turning up tonight thinking that we were going to just roll them over, that would be misguided, because everyone knows that the MO of the Raiders is that high press, that aggressive forecheck. Even on their penalty kill stats are really strong, and obviously the momentum once they tie it up in regulation close to the end, then they've got the momentum going to OT. Thanks for joining us. I do want to finish the season by thanking you and the guys for all of the interviews that you've done through the year. I know that's such a disappointment, and tonight's not the night for doing it, but don't forget that we did win a trophy tonight, and it was really nice to see Robbie and Jimmy unveil the banner. There are only 3 things to play for, and we've taken one of those. I know we wanted a tilt at another, but I think the lads need to be pleased in a sense that they've taken some silverware.
Absolutely, it's tough right now to have that positivity, but we've had a chat in the locker room, and that's the reality of it. Exactly what you've said. There's 3 trophies. There's 2 teams that have won the 2 on the table so far, and there's either going to be a third or Leeds get their second. And in a competitive league that we're in, I think that's a massive achievement. This is my 11th season, and that's the first cup trophy that I've won in terms of when you look as a national league structure, and there's a reason for that. It's not an easy trophy to win. Going into that tie, I don't think we were given much chance the way that Leeds have been playing, but it's probably in that 11-year stretch the best performance that I've seen in this rink, and a lot of positives from the season. We finished the regular season with 40 wins. I think any other season, again, over that 11-year stretch, that would have won a league title. There was just a juggernaut of a team in Leeds that won even more than we did. But taking a step back and reviewing the season, I'm sure we'll look back fondly, and obviously appreciate what you said about the guys coming out here and giving interviews, and I think it's probably good for us to also thank yourself, Phil, Matt, behind the camera, for obviously what you do for the team in terms of the media side of things, and all the other volunteers and off-ice staff. you know, it wouldn't be the same if people weren't prepared to give up their time and volunteer. So thank you to everyone that's done that through the season. Thanks to all the fans for obviously supporting us to the bitter end. It was a shame we couldn't get over the line and give them, you know, another shot at a trophy in Coventry. And the last probably 10 minutes, the fans were on their feet tonight, chanting and singing, and you know, it's this what makes this club special. We've got a great set of volunteers, we've got a great set of fans, and the guys in the room, they play for. You've just got to look at the injuries guys have played through. You've got to consider. I don't know what people think, but you know, we don't play for the money. It's we play to try and give our shot at some glory, and as you've said, we've achieved something this year, and we'll take the positives from that.
I think it shouldn't be lost. Thank you, you know, for your kind words. I know that we all enjoy turning out every week and get behind the guys as fans. You look at the banners on the wall, you know, the trophies that have been won, and it's back to 2018, 2019 since we picked up silverware. COVID comes along, and for teams like ours to pick trophies up on a reasonably regular basis under Slava particularly has given Phantoms an era of hockey that is pretty unprecedented. And Will and some of you and some of the other old stagers, veterans now, people like Tom and Scott and one or two of the others have been there for an awful lot of those years. So I know it's really disappointing tonight, but when I look at the trophies that have been won and how rare it is for it to come along, and teams historically like MK or Telford have had their rise, and now Leeds are in the ascendancy, you know, to get on the board is really important. So well done. I know it's disappointing tonight, and you know, I'll just say, just so it's on the interview, well done to the Raiders. Wish all the teams that have got through to Coventry all the best, and we'll see you next year.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Thank you.